Hello, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in to the latest edition of FranCoach's Franchising 101 podcast. I am Tim Parmeter, founder and CEO of FranCoach and your podcast host. Today, we're going to welcome one of our franchise partners, and not just any partner, but this is one that really, truly pioneered, was way ahead of the curve of the old bring me what I want, when I want it, where I want it mentality that we basically all have. It's also low cost. It's easy to scale, constantly evolving with new services for their clients. Sounds pretty intriguing, doesn't it? So that's who we're going to talk to today. First, always a quick reminder of who we are. FranCoach is a national search firm dedicated to helping individuals like yourself interested in owning a franchise. We're partnered with over 600 franchises in 70 different industries. And our goal is to help clients find the absolute best franchise for them to own. And it may be the one we're talking to today. And our goal of the Franchising 101 podcast is always to just simply educate people on franchise ownership. So that's us, but that's not what we want to talk about. We want to get to the good stuff. And joining us today is the CEO, the founder. He is everything to this franchise. And the partner franchise of ours is called GYMGUYZ. And joining us today is Mr. Josh York. Josh, how are you, sir?
Tim, I'm incredible, man. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on your show. This is incredible.
We are excited and kind of a long time coming. I don't know how that kind of slipped up, but better late than really late. So and I got a bunch of stuff. So hopefully you're ready, brother, to talk about GYMGUYZ. But first, franchising, as you well know, this is all about people. And give everybody a little bit of the Josh story. This is you don't just work for GYMGUYZ. This is your baby. But how did this all come about, and kind of just how did you even get into the world of franchising?
Absolutely. So, I've always been into fitness. I always loved helping people, and I was a personal trainer at a very young age. My late teens, I was personal training. I started just developing a love for this, right? I wanted to really look good and take care of myself, and a big hockey player, so obviously getting stronger, obviously helped me on the ice. And I started noticing when I would work out that there's trainers in the gym and they're helping other people. And I was like, this is great. I would love to do something like this. So I started personal training, and I started just doing it, in a local gym. And then I started scaling at a larger level, and I started working at this private club in Great Neck, New York. And I grew a massive business, man, massive. I was probably making more money than trainers who've been doing it 20, 30 years. I was making high six figures as a personal trainer. But every day I would leave, I'd always tell myself, like, my God, man, if I can clone myself, how much more money I'd make. And there's only so many hours in the day. And I've always compared being a personal trainer to a doctor, right? Because doctors without patients are unemployed, and trainers without clients are unemployed. So I was like, you know what? All right, well, I'll figure things out. But, as I started, to continue to, get older, and I finished school, I was like, I guess I can't do this anymore. I need to start my career. Like, I don't have a career in this. So I left and I took a 9-to-5 job. I literally gave up. Ready for this one? How crazy this is? I gave up making high six figures to take a $35,000 job at a marketing firm. Is that crazy, or is that crazy? And I will never forget the first day I walked into this facility. I was all dressed up, coming from like wearing gym clothes every day to now, walking into this facility in a suit and tie. And it was Monday morning, and I will never forget the feeling I felt. The energy in this office was so horrible, like you felt it coming through the walls. And, this was typical now every Monday. Wednesdays, people were a little bit more excited because it was the halfway point. Fridays, people were bouncing off the walls, Tim, like it was not even normal. And I'm like, my God, these people are like so fired up. They live for 2 days a week. Like, how do you live the rest of your life like that? So I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And I started looking into this a little bit. The stats are absolutely crazy. 85% of people drive to work committing spiritual suicide. They hate their job. They're miserable. They're unhappy. The other stat that's crazy is that, when you start looking at the amount of people that don't follow what they love to do is it's close to almost 100%.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get out of this. I'll figure things out. Every no always gets me closer to a yes. I'm going to go back into fitness. The problem is I gave up all my clients. I had to start all over again, which can be very discouraging. But as I love to say, pain is progress. Pain is the greatest avenue for you to find what you're looking to do, because the easy way never pays well. And if you're not okay being uncomfortable, well, you're never going to get comfortable. So I started all over again. One of my clients came in late that day. This is like the fifth time she came in late. She just said that day, Josh, I wish you can come to my house. I just don't have any equipment. And I was like, wow, this is like the most simplest idea. No one's actually ever professionalized this concept before. I'm going to do it. I came up with the name GYMGUYZ. It's an acronym for Get You Motivated. Goals uniquely yours, zero excuses. We're going to get a van, stock it with all the necessary equipment, enough equipment to provide you a fantastic workout 365 days a year, backed by our 3 Cs, convenient, customized, and creative workouts. And we're going to service clients anywhere. So we're in home, we're on site, we're virtual. So home, office, pool, park, place of worship, hospitals. We run schools. We just rolled out our stretching service, our B2B. So we are literally bringing the workout to you. And that was back in 2008. We started franchising in 2014. Today, we service over 2,000 cities. We're an international brand in 3 countries, about to add our next country. And we're the largest in the world. And how did I get into franchising? That's something I wanted to do from day one, sitting in my parents' dining room. I said, I want to franchise this. I always loved the model. I thought it was incredible because, you know, it's an easy way to scale, and you can bring other people who are smart and bring other skills and talents into the brand. Because if you think you have all the answers, you're wrong. You do not have all the answers. And if you think you're the smartest one out there, you're not the smartest one. There's, you know, you got to focus on what you're really good at and your strengths, and delegate your weaknesses. And what's crazy is, you know, you look at some of the biggest brands in the world, and the majority of some of the greatest things they launch come from franchise owners. So I love that. And that's kind of how I got into it. And here we are today. And 2023 has been a ridiculously incredible year for us. We're on pace to close to open up almost 100 units for this year alone. We've launched some new services. We've been on back-to-back covers of Entrepreneur Startup Magazine, Fortune, Forbes. We've been on some major publications, major TV outlets. It's incredible. And at the end of the day, all this sounds great, but the real thing we do is we help people. We change lives. So that's really what's really rewarding about it. But that's kind of how I got into it. And that's where I am today. And it's exciting.
Well, and you said you came back to like helping people. That was really basically the first thing out of your mouth, right? So the way in which you are, with your passion and with your franchise, helping people is like be better, live healthier lives, be in better shape, all of those different things. So at the most basic level, you're taking the gym and the workout and that personal trainer to the person, where mostly in the home, but wherever they want it. But from a customer, I want to talk about the owner here in a second, but from a customer standpoint, like, is there any restrictions on your customer? Is it only that first timer? Is it, you know, people that are in great shape, age? Walk us through that range.
Regardless of all ability, age, our youngest clients, 5, 6 years old. Like, we work with some young kids, just helping them, you know, move more, right? Because movement cures everything, as I like to say. And our oldest client actually is 102 and can plank for 3.5 minutes. I kid you not. So it's all over the charts. It does not matter. And I'd sit here forever, Tim, telling you stories. I could tell you crazy stories, things we work with a lot of autistic children. Recently got a call from a mother not too long ago, crying on the phone. And I found out that she called up crying. So I called her back because I wanted to, you know, thank her so much for allowing us to help her daughter. Her daughter went from functioning at a very low level to now functioning at a high level because of exercise and movement. Doctors need to be prescribing, instead of medication, prescribing more fitness, because when you prescribe more fitness and get out there and start moving more, I'm telling you, it is the cure to almost everything. Yeah. It will help you. You will operate at a higher level. You will operate with a higher vibration. You will feel better. You'll feel more confident. You'll feel better looking. You will look better in your clothes. When you stand in the front in a mirror naked, you're going to feel great. At the end of the day, movement is everything. And this is what we do every day, and we love it.
Did you say your oldest was 102?
102 years old, yes.
Ooh, okay. And can plank for 3.5 minutes. Then I've got all right, I'm timing myself when we're off of this, Josh. I'm not sure I can do that long, but if they can, all right, I can. Hey, everyone. I wanted to pause the show for just a moment to spotlight one of our premier franchise partners, Bumble Roofing. An exciting emerging franchise opportunity under the Empower Brands umbrella. Bumble Roofing is a rapidly growing name in the $22 billion roofing industry. Bumble is renowned for its commitment to craftsmanship and to customer satisfaction. Perhaps Bumble's biggest differentiator is the fact that they are revolutionizing the sales process in an industry that was long overdue for it. The result is an amazing customer experience and a steady flow of referrals because of it. Serving both residential and commercial clients makes Bumble stand out as a versatile and rewarding franchise opportunity. But wait, no roofing experience? No worries. You don't need roofing experience to get your hands on a Bumble franchise. You just need the desire to take control of your life, follow the proven system provided, and you can build your own business through the power of franchising. If you'd like to learn more about Bumble Roofing to see if it might be your perfect match, reach out to the FranCoach team today so we can help you create your better tomorrow. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a quick break from our podcast to tell you about our amazing friends at Entrepreneur. If you're looking to become a franchisee or simply learn more about business ownership, and guys, let's be honest, you're listening to the Franchising 101 podcast, so we know you have some interest in this. And I really encourage you to go to entrepreneur.com to check out all of their great content and resources. Seriously, Entrepreneur has everything, all the way from a bookstore to the best podcasts, webinars, and videos, plus information on upcoming events and the latest articles that seriously, they cover all aspects of franchising and business ownership. If you're having trouble deciding which franchise is right for you, start with Entrepreneur's renowned Franchise 500 ranking, which highlights the best franchises of 2022. For 45 years and counting now, Entrepreneur has been and continues to be the most widely recognized and respected authority in the franchise market. Digital and print subscriptions are available, so you never miss out on anything. So seriously, what are you waiting for? Go to entrepreneur.com right now and learn more. Let's talk, kind of shift gears. So you got started with this because this was your passion. This is what you were doing. Do you need owners that have that same background as a personal trainer to be able to be an owner of GYMGUYZ?
No, 99% of our owners are not even trainers, right? So we've obviously figured out the model and put the appropriate procedures and policies and operational manuals and, pretty much the roadmap for you to be successful, but you have to be a good leader. You do have to be okay being uncomfortable, because if you want to be successful, you're going to be very uncomfortable. Not every day is going to be a great day, but let me tell you something. Even when I lose, I win. Okay. Losses are lessons. Those lessons equal victories, right? So, you got to be a good leader, and you got to be able to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Like, people don't believe this when I tell them, but I used to be actually really introverted. I am actually introverted, but I mean, like, to the point where it's so bad, like, I didn't even like to talk to people. Like, I would suffer from anxiety for years, like, even to have a conversation. And I've been mentored by some of the best in the world. And one of my mentors, I'm sure you're familiar with the brand of Subway, Fred DeLuca, was a mentor of mine back in the day when I started. And he gave me this little idea. He told me, go to like a supermarket store that's about 30 minutes away from you. Go there every day and try to talk to 5-10 people, but ask them like something strange, like, I'm having chicken tonight. What do you think I should have for a side? Or, hey, can I borrow $10? And just do it every day. And honestly, it really helped me, because I'll literally put on a chicken suit right now, Tim, and I'll stand right in front of the middle of this this intersection and wave at people. I can care less. I don't care, because I've put myself through that discomfort. Just like when I talk about that, it's very important, because you will experience things in business. People are going to quit. People you're going to start with, they're going to probably all be gone in a couple of years, because you're going to elevate, you're going to grow, and not everyone's going to grow the same like you're going to grow. So you're going to have to remove them, or they're going to leave. That's okay. But when you suffer and you put yourself to those challenges, it develops you to be stronger, to develop that resilient mindset. And that's very important in business, because I will tell you right now, business is 85-90% mental. That is a fact. If you can stay in the game, right? Because people think, people always say, "Oh my God, I failed." People don't fail. People quit. That's the difference.
Right.
The next day could be the day, and you just quit early and you gave up on everything. You don't realize how close your dreams are, but and especially in business ownership. Like, I'm not even saying you got to be interested in a GYMGUYZ franchise. Any business you're going to go into, you're going to be nervous. But the problem is, and I'm sure you deal with this all the time, Tim, people listen and take advice from family members who haven't done what they're trying to do, who have no idea what's going on. And then they say, "Oh, this is not for me." And you know what? That's why they can't live their dreams, because they don't, they feel the fear and they just crumble right away. Fear is the greatest indicator that you should do it.
Yes, right. I always think that's a fantastic emotion, because it's gonna drive you to this, and I always appreciate you talking about those things, because like I don't want anybody thinking owning a franchise is all rainbows and unicorns. It is not, right? It is, and it is not for everybody. But having that proven system and support, and just, and again, coaching along the way. But man, if you're going into this and you can't, we use the acronym FSO, which is figure stuff out, right? If you don't have that ability or desire to figure stuff out, like, then stay in the cubicle, right? So,
100%.
and nothing wrong with that, of course. But so we don't need to be a personal trainer to own this. Most people aren't. So two pieces of this: there's how we get the clients and how we get the trainers. So I think most people have some idea of the marketing aspect, but talk about some of those things that you're going to help and have in place for your owners to be able to acquire their customers and their clients.
Getting customers is probably the easiest thing to do. Okay. It's really that easy. You got to spend money if you want to make money. And as I like to always say, you want to make money? Well, the action takers are the money makers. So if you don't take action, you're not going to make money. If you're an analysis paralysis type of person, you're not going to make money. I always live by the rule of this. The answer is always yes. I always say yes. I figure it out after. Okay. I closed some of the biggest deals in my life. I mean, 7-figure deals just from doing that. So you take action, figure it out after. I always like to say, fire, aim, ready, not ready, aim, fire. That's number one. Number two, a big challenge has been finding trainers. Well, we've done what probably, I don't know, maybe someone else has, but I haven't heard of it, but I don't think any other franchisors are doing it. We literally vet, screen, onboard. We do everything for you and pass the rock stars over your way. So we have a program called the HRBP program. It's a human resource business partner program. And we have partnerships with all the training certification programs in the world. Yeah, you're getting 4,000 to 7,000 graduates on a monthly basis. They're all coming to us first, and we're all vetting them, screening them, bringing on the rock stars, and passing them off. So you have nothing to worry about that anymore. We fix that because every problem has a solution, and we make sure we take care of it.
So one of the things that we've had people talk about, and I'm sure you hear it too, is because people's mind, it's the fear, right? It's going to go to the negative versus hearing all those things and going, oh my gosh, I've got these skilled professionals that are passionate about making a difference that are going to be my trainers. I'm handing them the clients to work with, which is exactly what they don't know how to do, right? Instead of seeing the positive of that, they're going to go, oh my gosh, what if the trainer steals my client away? And I'm going to guess you've heard that, I don't know, a million times from people. But I know in the reality that hardly ever happens, but walk us through why that's rarely a thing and kind of how you approach that.
Yeah, great questions. I'm loving this. That has happened once. It happened in 2010, and it's never happened ever again because unfortunately, I'm a great guy, and I did not want to do this, but I had to make an example out of somebody. Everyone does sign off on a non-compete. That's very, very important, and we enforce that non-compete. We also have a partner in my building here that's a private investigator, and if we have to use his services, we do. But we make it very clear when we onboard a trainer, if you have any intentions of trying to steal a client, just don't do it. Yeah, we don't want to ruin your life. And we just show them the lawsuit. And knock on wood, we've never had a problem. But at the same time, any trainer who'd be looking to do that wouldn't be a smart trainer because I have trainers who've gone in with franchise owners and gotten equity in the company, not even putting a penny in. They've gone off and expanded, and they've given territory to these people for just honestly just a sweat equity. We create a career path where you start as a trainer, you can be part-time, go full-time, then you can become a territory manager, an area manager, a general manager. Once you reach that manager level, you're getting commissions on assessments, you're getting commissions on renewals. I have some top people making high six figures a year when the average salary for a personal trainer is $31,000 a year. Okay, so we have many and very successful trainers in our system. So no one's going to really be looking to do that with the opportunity they have here. But we make it very clear, and we're also very, very transparent. I say things to people that people probably might not hear on other calls, but I'm very honest because people try to sell franchises and people try to sell opportunities. You have to be transparent and let them know, this is what it's going to take. People think this is like the magical fairy dust that comes down and you're all of a sudden making millions of dollars. We have many, many 7-figure earners in our system. Am I saying you're going to be one? No. Can you? Absolutely. If you put the work in and the effort, you will be. But as I like to say, would you rather bust your butt for 2 to 3 years, or would you rather work the rest of your life on, someone else's dime and, working
Right.
for someone else and you have no control?
Yep. And the commute, right? Back and forth.
Oh, forget that.
My
Absolutely.
my wife and I were driving someplace the other day, Thursday, to, it was actually a franchise event, and it was, we had to be somewhere at 6 o'clock, and we work from home. We've worked from home for years and years, and you kind of forget. You're like, oh, holy hell, how do people do this all day, every day? Are you kidding me? So
True.
if that doesn't drive you into looking at something, I don't know what is. But I want to go back to that staff thing, because you talked about, when, do you need to be a personal trainer to be an owner? No, you need great leaders. And I think anytime somebody has staff turnover, you got to turn around and point your fingers at yourself, right? Because people don't leave, they don't leave the company, they leave the boss. And if you are not doing a good job of taking care and appreciating your trainers who are out there, really the face of your business with those clients, then let's be honest, are you going to have turnover at some point? Of course you are. But and I'm sure you see this a lot, is, after maybe that first year or so in business, your staff should come from referrals from your existing staff, right? Like,
100%.
right.
100%.
And people miss that point a lot. So love that. One of the things I wanted to kind of touch on is I love the holistic approach to GYMGUYZ. Let me make sure I get this right. Convenient, customizable,
and
creative, right? So it's not doing the same, hey, I got on the treadmill and I walked for 30 minutes and I did it again, and nothing wrong with that, right? But that's, you're gonna plateau with this. So really that creative piece of it. So twofold. One, talk a little bit about how you help your owners and the trainers figure that out. But I also like the fact that it's not just the exercise. If you need to talk to somebody from a nutrition standpoint, because I had a great workout, but I just went and had 4 Big Macs, kind of defeating the purpose. So talk us a little bit about that creating those workouts, and then how you really package this into the whole thing.
Yeah, everything's gets done on that free assessment. So we're customizing for that individual, right? If you're doing a large group, or you're working with a partner, husband, whoever, spouse, whatever it may be, wife, then okay, it's not going to be as customized. It will be, but when you start getting into larger groups, it gets a little bit different. So if you're looking for that individualized attention, which we do a lot of, obviously, we customize that program. Everything's done in the assessment. We're going to see where you are, see where your fat, skeletal muscle, visceral fat, what your BMI comes back at, base everything around there. We go through nutrition, talk to nutrition. We have a partnership with the largest organic meal company in the world, so we can help you on that front. And then from there, based on that workout and that fitness evaluation, we're gonna start you. It could be at a very, basic, intermediate, beginner level, maybe in the middle, maybe high level. It depends on where you are, but there is no task that's not easy for us, because obviously we have the best of the best. So we're creating those programs, and look, the proof's in the pudding. The success and the lives we changed, it's incredible, man. It really is. We recently just helped someone lose 100 pounds. This is like the 7th, 8th person we've helped do this in like the last 6 months. It's just crazy though, because I remember when I used to drive around back in the day, and I used to just see all these things in my head and have these visions, and I had like 20 clients at the time, and now we have thousands, and I think we're way over 100,000 at this point. But it's just the people we've helped. It's incredible. And the one thing you said about eating the Big Macs, what's crazy is, if you take 2 people, just to put this in perspective, right? Someone who eats very unhealthy and exercises, and someone who eats very unhealthy and doesn't exercise, the person who exercises and moves is going to live a lot longer than the person who doesn't. So any movement is better than nothing. But I always live by the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you eat well, 20% do whatever the hell you want. I love cookies. I love ice cream. I love cake, just like everybody else does. You need to live your life, but it's called balance, and you can do it. It's not hard to do. You just got to create that routine.
Yeah. And the guidance. And I think that's the biggest thing with GYMGUYZ is that we all need, if you think of, the folks that you've had that amazing ability to help them lose big chunks of weight and maybe really be in great shape for the first time in their life. But think of professional athletes. I don't care what their sport is. They have a coach, and they probably have multiple of them to help them with this. So again, whatever level you want to be, to me, it's your, like it's your coach, it's your guidance, it's your, kick in the butt, pat on the back, whatever you need with this to keep you constantly moving forward and staying on track. So
100%.
Super cool. One last thing I want to throw at you, and this kind of open-ended, but I appreciate your time, but I want to be respectful of it as well. Is there anything else, and probably a million things, but kind of pick one or two, anything else that you would really want us to know about GYMGUYZ and this opportunity for owners that maybe we did not talk about?
100%. Look, everyone listening to this, I'm pretty sure you've ordered off Amazon a minute ago, an hour ago, a week ago. Chances are you're probably a Prime member. If you're not, I would pass out. I think Tim would pass out too. That's the world we live in. Convenience is not going anywhere. And look at these are real stats. 90% of people that have a gym membership don't go. Pelotons and treadmills become the most amazing clothing racks. And at the end of the day, my favorite is that mirror that people just stare at, because people are naturally procrastinators. They're not going to turn on the app. They're not going to go to the gym. At the end of the day, the way to get real results is through human interaction, accountability. And that's always going to win. Robots can't replace that. Artificial intelligence can't replace that. And the great thing about our business is once you start really building it, you always want to look at a business that has recurring revenue. I call what we have aggressive recurring revenue. Why? Because we have clients training and stretching 2 to 7 days a week. We have businesses and schools using our services 7-8 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. It's consistent cash flow. And once you keep building up those clienteles, you have more renewal revenue coming in. Then you have new revenue coming in. Next thing you know, you're pumping out some very big numbers. And I'm sure a lot of you, if you're into business and you're looking to go into business, I'm sure you watch Shark Tank. Watch the show and pay more attention to see how many businesses actually do 7 figures a year. Not many. We have many that do it. And in our business, what's great about it is once you get past a certain point, your margins can range between 50 and 70%. That's almost unheard of in any business model. Why? There's no brick and mortar, so you have lower expenses, higher margins. And that's a great thing. And as we continue to develop and continue to add out more services as we're doing, there's going to be more additional revenue streams for each and every one of you. But, you need to come into this thinking about this as, it's great to make a living. Trust me, it's great to make money, but it's much better to make a difference. When you have a purpose and you're actually doing something great and you're out in the community with your family and someone comes up to you because you're wearing your GYMGUYZ shirt and they're like, oh my God, I've been working with so-and-so and they literally changed my life. That is not a better feeling in the world. I still get calls to this day. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm telling you this from clients who I've helped over the years. One in particular, this woman, I'll never forget it. I just got a brand new body analysis machine. Didn't even read the instructions. I went right to her house, popped the batteries in. Apparently, there was a weight limit of 300 pounds. This woman was about 345 pounds. So she stepped on it, started hysterical crying, and had a breakdown literally as I was at her house. Long story short, I told her that I told her pretty much what everyone else told her, but just like everyone quits, no one commits. And I stuck with it and I committed with her. She was trying to have bariatric surgery, couldn't have it. Long story short, she lost over 200 pounds. And all she wanted to do was get married and have children and fall in love. Well, she moved to Florida. She actually considered tattooing my name on her body because I changed her life. She calls me once a month to thank me. Sometimes, honestly, she just cries in the phone, and I save the messages because it's the most amazing thing ever. And if I'm ever having a day that I feel like, man, this is a tough day, I play that back and it just refocuses me right away. But when you have the power to do something like that, so powerful, but at the same time make a living, there's not a better thing in the world. Because trust me, I know lots of people that make money and they're not happy and they have no purpose. This gives you the ability to make the money and have purpose and help other people. And that's what's rewarding. And that's what I love.
Yeah, no, I love that too. And I think when we get in with people, our clients looking at franchises and we start diving into the money stuff, and it's easy to get to focus on that, especially when you're transitioning out of a job, right, in the corporate world. But the money follows the fit. It follows up every single time because you're the one that's got to get up and go do this and live this every single day. So, again, if you've got that strong leadership ability, really and truly want to make a difference, you don't have to be a personal trainer. You just have to understand the importance of this. This is huge potential. And one last quick thing, because I don't think we mentioned this. You can be a full-time owner, but you guys can we be a semi-absentee owner as well?
Yeah, you could. You need someone who's going to come in who's got some skin in the game or a partner. We've had many successful people do it. They've come in with like cousins or relatives or, husbands and wives. Then honestly, some people who've got on the phone with me just to talk to me, and I've committed them, convinced them to flip and come in full time. And within 3-4 months, they went through some pain, but they ended up making more money than they're actually making. So, look, here's the thing. I always say plan B is for losers. Okay. There's no plan B. Plan A is the only plan. If you actually look up, there's been research and studies done, and you can read about this in the Wall Street Journal, that 95% of people who have had a plan B have failed. The ones who have not have always succeeded. You don't give yourself a chance, right? There's no chance. The only chance is you have to win. That's it. And let me tell you something. I've been around a lot, okay? A lot of very, very successful people. And the ones who are super successful just don't quit. That's it. There's not like a secret to it. You just don't quit. And honestly, if things were so bad and you happen to lose everything, let's just say, and you lost everything, you had nothing, right? What are you going to die? What's going to happen? No, you're going to figure it out. You're going to pick your pieces up and get on with life, right? You're still waking up. You're still breathing. You're alive. People don't realize that. And that's what stops a lot of people from achieving their dreams. And it's sad because you can achieve anything, but you got to believe it if you want to achieve it.
Yep. No, I forget. My history major is so many years ago. I don't remember this, but there was one of the explorers back in the day. Like they all land in the Americas and then he burned the boats, right? Like they're like, we got to figure this out. Let's go. Right?
And honestly, little kudos to you, Tim. Like people don't realize you're working with people, you and your team, you're guiding them, right? Like just like we're guiding people through their fitness journey, like you have an expert that you're working with that knows what they're doing. Like they're helping you, like just like getting a mentor, you have a mentor. So there's nothing can go wrong because they know and they understand they've been doing it. So trust that person and stick with that person and they're going to guide you in the right direction.
100%, my friend. So Josh, as always, so good to talk to you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing everything about GYMGUYZ. It's really hard to tell if you have any passion about it or not. You kind of hide that really well, but just so thankful for you, my friend, and so happy for you for all of your success. So thank you for coming on today.
Oh, Tim, thank you so much, man. It's a pleasure, and I'm beyond grateful for you to have me on the show. And you continue doing great things. You're helping a lot of people, and I love it, and really value and appreciate our friendship. So thank you.
Thanks, Josh. And I'd like to also thank all of our loyal podcast listeners. We hope the Franchising 101 podcast continues to provide insight into the amazing possibilities that can be achieved as a franchise owner. When you're ready, reach out to us to schedule a call. There's never any fee for our service. So really, what the heck are you waiting for? So how do you find us? FranCoach.net, Franchising101podcast.net. Don't fall for the imitators out there. There are some trying to pretend like we're us. They're not. Everything with us on the website, .net. I'm the basketball dude, right? Nothing but net for us. Every time you schedule a call with our team, I'm sorry for this, but you're getting me. So if you're getting anybody else, it's not us. But please don't hesitate. Reach out today. We are here to help create your better tomorrow. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk with you next week.